This is Rolando, your men's life coach. Welcome to another one of our live podcasts. We are happy for those of us in Canada. It's Thanksgiving weekend. So we just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving to you. And wherever you are located in Canada, I want to just take the time to acknowledge you. All right. For those or regular listeners who you may be listening to us from somewhere else around the planet, you might still be waiting to participate in Thanksgiving. In Canada, we normally have our Thanksgiving at this time of the year. And so we just wanted to say, welcome to the podcast. We are really, really excited that you've decided to join us. And right now, we are live on TikTok, we're live on YouTube. We are just saying, wherever you are and whoever you are, we welcome you to become a part of our conversation. So, how has it been going? I hope you guys have been having a great, wonderful, amazing weekend. All right. If not, I hope that it gets better. And this afternoon, we're here. And one of the things that we seek to do here on the podcast, the XY Part podcast, is a podcast for men where we seek to normalize conversations about men's mental health. And so we offer live life coaching calls. So you're more than welcome to call in and to be a part of our conversation. And we just wanted to let you guys know that we are open and we're ready to participate and to just celebrate the positivity, to talk about ways that as men we can seek to support each other. We can seek to find ways in which we can become the best version of ourselves. So, whoever you are and whatever is going on, we welcome you. We also send also a shout out to those who are joining us. Let me just remove my headphones here. I hope you guys are hearing me clearly. All right. But for those who are joining us for the very, very first time, we want to acknowledge you. And where are you joining us from? If you can just type in the chat where you're joining us from, we want to just say, hey, we appreciate you. I want to say thank you for being a part of our conversation. You know, there are so many things that we've noticed that's been happening during this week alone, right? And if you guys are paying attention, you realize that there are a lot of things that's going on in and around us. And we want to seek to talk this afternoon about how can we as men improve the way that we cope with the day-to-day stresses, right? What are some of the stresses that you have been experiencing, right? And if you're joining us live on TikTok, we want to say welcome. If you're joining us live on YouTube, welcome. We just want to say, guys, just type in the chat where you're joining us from. We want to acknowledge you. We want to say, hey, come on into the space and let's talk. This is a serious space, but it's also a safe space. It's a space where men can show up and we can seek to normalize conversations about mental health. So, whatever it is that's going on in your life right now, whatever path it is that you're on, you want to say, come on into the space and let's seek to create more spaces like these where as men we can look at how to normalize conversation. If you're just joining us, I want to say keep those hearts and those likes coming. If you're just joining us live on YouTube, I want to acknowledge those who are here from YouTube. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. It's a Sunday afternoon. What's up with you? What would you like us to spend some time to chat about? Okay, where would you like us to go with the conversation? And as we're thinking about it, we want to continue to encourage you. Keep those hearts, keep those likes coming, keep sharing what we're doing because it is in sharing what we're doing we are going to be able to connect with more men, right? So if you're a woman and you're here for the first time, or you're a regular follower of XY Spark, we just wanted to reiterate that the XY Spark podcast is a podcast for men. It's a safe space for men. We want to see also to offer live life coaching during the calls as a way of empowering and encouraging more men to show up and to be a part of this move, this shift that we're seeking to create, right? And so we're talking to men right across the planet, whether you're in the United States, whether you're in Canada, whether you're in Europe, whether you're in South America, whether you're in Australia or New Zealand, whether you're somewhere in the Eastern or the Western Caribbean. We want to invite you to come on in, whether you are in Africa. We want you to come and be a part of this conversation. Why? Because it is in seeking to have more conversations like these that we are going to find more men that are empowered, more men that are willing and ready and able to break cycles, to break out of the stigmas, right? So that we can become a lot more empowered, so that we can become better fathers, we can become better brothers, we can become better co-workers, better employers, better employees, right? And the idea is, how do we continue to facilitate more and more growth? If you're joining us live on YouTube, shout out to you. I think I have, my two beautiful kids there watching this podcast now. So I want to send a shout out to Aria and to Mateo. I see you guys. Love you. Thank you for supporting that. They are a part of my biggest fans, my son and daughter. So I want to send a shout out to my kids who are listening right now to this podcast. I also want to send a shout out to my son out there. I want to send a shout out also to my wife, who's one of my biggest fans. Alana, you're out there. Shout out to you as well. And I see you out there. Margaret Byrne, thank you for joining us. Judith, I see you. I see you, Fortified Hound live. You, those of you on TikTok, thank you for being here. And so we want to say this afternoon we want to talk about what can we do differently. What can we do differently as men to manage our mental health better? I was in a conversation not too long ago, and out of curiosity, I'm learning more and more about that there are a lot of us as men who we have this idea that happiness is wrapped up in gaining material things, right? Material things is what makes us happy. All right. And this afternoon we wanted to talk a little bit about whether or not this is a fact or it's fiction, right? Why? Because more and more we're noticing that acquired material things, it helps us to feel or be more comfortable, but does it make us happy? Or is this what we depend on in order to be happy? And is there more to being happy than materialistic gains? And we're living, that song, "We Live in a Material World," that was sung by, remember the name, so I'm not going to say it because, you're listening, you may know, right? And we find that this is more where most of us are leaning into the idea that if I gain material things, I'll definitely be happy, right? And we want to, I'd like you to chime in too. You know, where do you sit on this idea? Do you think that if in order to be happy, you must or you have to acquire a lot of material things? Does material things guarantee happiness? And I would love those who are joining in or listening to make a response to that. Do you believe that material things makes you happy, right? Because that's the nature of the beast. That is how it appears to be all the time. We see this so often, right? There are so many persons who, in their minds, they're thinking, hey, if I can acquire more, if I can gain more, right? If I can buy more properties, if I can, then it's guaranteed that I'll be happy. But is this a fact? Is there more to acquiring happiness? And if there is, in your own mind, what are some of the things that you think we need to have in order to be happy? I see you, I see Rasta Love. I see you, Mortgage Mark, shout out to you. Guys, please feel free to join the conversation to type in the chat. Do you believe that material things guarantees happiness? And I would really love to hear from you, right? Do you believe that material things guarantees happiness? And if not, what do you think a man needs in order to be happy? And sometimes what I find is there's a lot of us as men who we believe that, hey, I will automatically be happy, if I get married to the prettiest girl in the community or the prettiest girl in college, right? Or I will be happy if I acquire, this promotion. That will make me happy. I will be happy when I'm able to buy my dream house or my dream car. That will make me happy. And oftentimes the momentum of that wears off and we start feeling like, hey, I'm not as happy as I was a year ago, or I'm not as happy I was. And so we want to explore and ask, why not? What has got me to that space now where I'm not as happy as I once was? What's missing? Or am I focusing on the wrong things in order to achieve happiness? Right? And when you talk about having a good mental health, what is that? What does it mean to have good mental health, right? Is having a good mental health, does it consist of not being happy but being content? And is there a difference from being content and being happy, right? And how do we create a sort of an awareness around what that looks like in order for me to be a happy guy, a guy that's content, a guy that is able to recognize and celebrate his reality. And see that those are some of the things that's missing, that we find that is missing. Many of us as men, we don't know ourselves. We're lost. We have lost our integrity. We have lost our sense of identity. We don't understand what being committed looks like. We sort of live our lives blowing in the wind. We have no boundaries. We have no goals. We have become almost comfortable in being mediocre, and then we tend to not want to confront our reality. And so it's very important for you, for me, as men, to find ourselves and to look at ways in which we can start growing, we can start evolving to become our best. Hey, I see you out there, Nadine Collins. I think Nadine, that's my sister. Shout out to you. She's in Jamaica. Good to see you. I hope you're doing great. All right. I see Zuzu. Where are you joining us from, Zuzu? Just type in the chat. Shout out to you. Big Carter, shout out to you. Guys, continue to share, right? And you're more than welcome to come into the space, right? And join the conversation. For those who are joining us on YouTube, you're welcome to join the conversation and just, say, what do you think about this topic? What do you think what does happiness mean to you? What does happiness look like in your world? I'd like to this afternoon, right? And if you're happy, if you're a man right now and you're happy, how did you get there? How did you know when you're happy? All right. What are some of the things that you have done on your journey towards being comfortable and being okay with who you are, being happy, right? And so, we do offer live coaching. And if you're out there and you'd like to be part of the conversation, we welcome your feedback. You can type in the chat, right? What ideally have you done that has made you happy? And what have you been doing as a man, right? To remain in that space where you're happy, right? What is the foundational principle of the things that makes you happy? Because, you know, what if it takes more than just materialistic things? What more is there to it, right? So we talked about being content, right? We talked about understanding the value, every man understanding the importance of gratitude, every man understanding the importance of being thankful for what he has now, all right, celebrating that, opening himself up to continue on the journey of growth and self-discovery as you seek daily to experience a shift in your perspective, as you get to understand that happiness is deeper than the materialistic things that I can acquire. Because remember, happiness is not about what you have acquired, but who you are. Who you are. So happiness is not about how much you have achieved or how much you've acquired. Happiness is about being content and being comfortable with who you are as a person. So, and sometimes there are so many things that prevents you from tapping into that, right? Tapping into that sometimes, there's a struggle because the idea behind it is, hey, you know what? I'm struggling with my self worth. I'm not. I'm the guy who I'm not comfortable with who I am as a person. And that's totally okay. But what can we do differently to shift that, right? And how we get to that space where we have some clarity about the things that we can do differently that's going to change the way we're living our lives and change the way we're doing what we're doing, right? And so, here we are this afternoon. Those are joining us live on YouTube. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And, we're talking about, men's mental health and wellness and what is happiness. Is happiness something that we achieve through material gains, or is there more to it than just the material gains? And if so, what more is there to it, right? Apart from the materialistic gains, and we want to tap into that reality. What more is there that you can do, that I can do, that's going to help me to be more comfortable and happier with who I am as a person. Hey, Kenmore, I see you shout out. Long time no see. Good to have you. I have some persons here who I haven't seen them in a while. So, for those who are just coming, just resetting the room to remind you that you're in tune to the XY Squad podcast. Right? This is the podcast for men where we seek to normalize conversations about men's mental health because we know, guys, that mental health is not a myth, and none of us as men are immune to being impacted negatively by mental health. And this is why we want to continuously seek to create safe spaces like this for men, where men can come on in to the room and let's talk, let's find solutions, let's work on how we're going to break the stamina of the stigma about men's mental health, because this is a stigma that is deep, like like the Mariana Trench deep. And listen, guys, here's what I'm going to say to you. If we're going to break this cycle as men, we're going to have to start talking up a lot more about what we can do differently in order to preserve our mental health. And that's all we're here doing right now. We're here saying that if we are going to seek to break the stigma about men's mental health, we have to start doing the work right now, right here, right? We have to create a healthier space, and we have to keep the conversations going so that more and more men can come out of the woodwork and say, hey, this is a good, healthy space for me. So thank you for those, keep those comments. Hey, we appreciate you. Thanks for being here. If you like what we're talking about here this afternoon, please don't be shy. Put a heart there. Put a like, share what's going on with your community. Invite some of your friends to come. But remember, each time you put a heart in there and a like, you help to get these episodes to more people like yourself, right? When you put a comment in there, we always try to reconnect with you and respond. If you have a question, you can type it there as well, and we'll be more than willing to respond to that question. So, where are you joining us from tonight? And just saying, if you're in Canada, it's Thanksgiving weekend. Happy Thanksgiving to you. If you are in the United States and you're coming here for the first time, we want to welcome you, want to say a shout out to you. If you're in Africa, if you're in the Caribbean, if you're in wherever you are, we want to say welcome. Welcome to the live. We're also live on YouTube right now. You can go to YouTube, you can go to XY Spark, and you will be able to see us live as well. And later you can see more episodes like these on listen to it on our podcast. And we want to tell you guys that your support, your feedback, your everything is appreciated 100%. All right. So I see you, Caroline. Good to have you. Jude, I see you. Fortified. I see you, SK. I see you, guys. Great. Keep those hearts, keep those likes coming. We appreciate you. Thank you. Um, I see that there is okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So, guys, listen. Happiness, we're talking about it. I want to continue to talk about it. Do you believe that happiness it consists in material gain, right? Do you think there's more to it than what is happening now? And if so, what more do you think there needs to be? Because we're living in a society and in a community where a lot of persons are of the impression that unless I achieve all these things, I will never be happy. All right. Is there more to it? And if so, let's talk about what more there is. All right. Now, I wanted to bring this to our attention here. Is there a difference from happiness and joy? Is there a difference from happiness and joy, right? Um, well, very rarely hear someone says, "Hey, you know what? I'm I'm in a joyful place today. I'm very joyful." Normally, a person say, "Hey, I'm happy," right? And this is why I'm happy. All right. Uh, but then we also know the expression when someone says, "Hey, you know, this makes me feel very, very, very happy." Right? And then someone else may say, "Hey, what a joy it is to have you." Right? Is there a difference? Does joy bring you that warm fuzzy and happiness doesn't? Or are they one in the self same? All right. So we want to sort of talk about that. Now, to all the men out there, you know, I wanted to ask a question. All right. Are you happy right now? Are you happy right now? Are you joyful? Right? Is there something or anything that you can look back on and say to yourself right now, "Hey, you know what, Rolando? I can honestly say that I'm happy. And here's the reason why I'm happy, Rolando. I'm happy because my health is in a good space. I'm happy because my family is safe. I'm happy because, irrespective of the economic crises, I'm still able to manage some of the responsibilities that I have as a husband, as a father, as a man. All right. Rolando, irrespective of all the challenges, I'm happy that, I have a reliable vehicle that takes me from point A to point B. So, what am I saying? I'm saying to the men out there is, you have got to be mindful of what is your reality and what are some of those things that's happening in your life right now that you can pause and say, I'm really happy, I'm satisfied with the way things are going right now. All right. And learning to do that will help to create a new mindset, will help to change your perspective. I'm happy, Rolando, because I've been in recovery now for the past 6 months. Or Rolando, I'm happy today because I haven't used any substances over the past 2 days, or I haven't used any substance over the past week. I'm happy about that. I started my journey. All right. I'm happy because, I'm in a relationship where I trust my partner and my partner trusts me, and we're working together to build, to become a power couple. Rolanda, I'm happy because my family is safe. I'm happy because I've been paying attention, Rolanda, to my mental health. I'm no longer scared. I'm no longer shy rather. I'm no longer reserved. I'm taking the time to do what I need to. Rolando, I'm happy because, some of the things that I used to thought was not manly, I'm now recognizing that it's okay to recognize that I'm not okay from time to time. So being mindful of that helps to start the journey towards becoming more mindful, becoming more aware, being more consistent. We're building up what I say, that the mindset of a champion, where you're now working and you're now moving in a direction that is healthy, moving in a direction that is really impacting your ability to become better day after day, right? And so these are the pieces that I would like you to reflect on. All right, working, chipping away at it, one step at a time, each day, challenging yourself to be mindful that if I'm going to be happy, if I'm going to grow, if I'm going to evolve into becoming the best version of myself, I've got to learn how to be content, learn how to practice gratitude, learn how to become more mindful of managing the way I react, managing the way I think, managing the way I problem solve, so that I can grow to become the best version of myself. I appreciate you. I see you out there. What's that? Okay, I see you. I see you, P. I see you, 45. Now, guys, I just want to say thanks to all those who have been sharing these, those who like, those who have been putting those hearts there on YouTube. Thank you. Those who have been putting the hearts here on TikTok. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Right? Keep those likes. Keep sharing. Okay. If you have something that's there that you'd like, to make mention in the chat, please type it in the chat, because we want to keep these conversations going as we continue to create healthy spaces for men. All right. And as we create more healthy spaces for men, it improves and it gets better and better and better from one day to the next to the next. All right. So whatever is going on, whoever you are, wherever you are, if you're live on YouTube, thank you. I hope the feedback has gone now. If you're live on YouTube, thank you for being here. All right. Wherever you are and whoever you are, we want to say thank you so much for being a part of our conversation. What about those here on TikTok? How is it going with you? I see you, Vanessa. I see you. as well. Thank you for being here. What would you like us to chat about? What do you have going on that you'd like us to chip away at today? All right. So just want to let you guys know also that the Extra Squad podcast will be here at least twice a week. All right. And we want you to put that, on your schedule. I want you to show up here. And if you have a question that you like to ask us, you can, type it in the chat. Also, if you like to, hear more about what we're doing, we also have special programs on our YouTube membership channel where you can access that and you can get specialized personal development training from joining our membership section of our YouTube channel, right? And in there you will be receiving special one-on-one life coaching tips. You can also, you know, you can also book special consultation meetings with us, and we'll be able to talk with you and just be a part of those conversations. So feel free to do that, right? We also have special merches, guys, if you want, to become a part of the SOS Park community, SOS Park family. You can get your own merches. You can order that on our website at xyspark.org. You can also grab a copy of our personal development literature that we have out there on YouTube, giving myself permission to go 7 solutions to personal development. You can get a copy of our book there as well. And I'm telling you guys, this book, it's a great book. It's something for you. I can show you a copy of it right here too. All right. Give myself permission to grow. It's a great book. It also has a beautiful workbook after each chapter. All right. I can show that to you where you have questions related to the chapters that you can do as assignments each time you read a chapter. So you can order a copy of that as well. And we'd love to hear from you, hear back from you, how it has helped you on your personal development journey. Okay. And so, guys, it's Sunday afternoon. I know for those of you in Canada, you may be thinking, hey, I want to get back to, doing other stuff. Tomorrow is a holiday here in Canada. So, I know persons may just be chilling. But for those who are chilling, thank you for, allowing us to be a part of your chillax on Sunday evening here. If you're wherever you are, thank you for being here. And we just want to say, we appreciate you. And always remember, guys, that the XY Spark podcast is a podcast for women. And we want to invite you to come on into the space. Join us. Let's talk. Let's work together. Let's see what we can do to break the stigma about men's mental health as we continue to grow to become the best version of yourself. Until we see you next time. This is Rolando, your men's life coach. Thank you for joining us on the XY Spark podcast. And we will see you again next time. Until then, you be safe and we will talk to you soon.